Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes, and it's been a while. It has been a while since I've even picked up my camera. It's been a while since I've sat down and just kind of recorded to talk, to catch everybody up on how things have been. It's been not great. If I'm going to be completely transparent, it's been kind of terrible. And I will just be doing a sad girl makeup look while I tell you guys on what's been going on. I do have a small Yesstyle haul that came in, including one sponsored product that will be at the end of the video, just so I can get that out of the way. And I will also be showing you everything that I brought home with me from Universal Studios in Florida. So let's just get started. Okay, so firstly, before I even went on vacation, before I packed my bags, I had started using the CosRX Snail Mucin Power Essence. Had to bring it right back. It broke me out. I ended up replacing it with I think it's a Beauty of Joseon like vitamin C essence thing. The breakout continued. I have to bring it back. I brought it with me on vacation thinking, oh, everything will be fine. Everything was not fine. On top of all of the sugar that I was definitely consuming, we don't need to talk about how much weight I gained. It wasn't that much. It wasn't too bad. It would have been worse had we been able to stay there the entire time. But because of Helen, we were not. So dealing with a major breakout and then stress breakout on top of that, because we left on Sunday. Everything was great. I was super excited. I absolutely love going to Universal. This would be our third time going. It's kind of like an annual trip that we do now because we like going to the haunted horror nights. So we leave on Sunday. It's about an 8-ish hour drive, so not short by any means. And we arrive there on Sunday. We get checked in. There is a little hiccup with that, but it's quickly resolved. Everything's fine. I wish I'd taken like a recording of the hotel room, but again, I don't really like taking out my big standard size camera. If I get like a small one, then I'll be able to do more vlogging, more taking you guys around when I'm like out and about on the day and when I'm on trips, and I think that'd be really fun. But the hotel was nice. It was fine. They had complimentary breakfast. It was all right. So we spend Monday and Tuesday at Universal. On Monday, we went to Islands of Adventure. We rode almost everything and essentially everything that we wanted to ride. And then on Tuesday, we went to like Universal Studios. Great. Also rode most of the things that we wanted. We also kind of went around and managed to snag a couple things from the different shops, because that Tuesday is when we actually heard about the incoming tropical storm. So we kind of like heard whispers, but we didn't hear anything concrete until we were already there, already checked in, having a great time. So on Wednesday, we see that it's definitely on the way. There's no avoiding it. And we also had haunted horror nights slated for Wednesday night. This isn't going to match because I do have a tan, but I really want to put on foundation. Guys, the storm was technically hitting that night. So, we did executive decision, the safest decision. We canceled everything. The hotel, they did seem kind of flippant and a bit dismissive. Kind of brushing it off, and I tried to be understanding about it because they do live there, so of course, they might get a storm warning and then it ends up not being that bad, but we're not from there and we needed to take it really seriously. The hotel that we stayed at, I'm not saying the name, it did not have a parking deck, and we were told that there would also be hail, so no parking deck, there's going to be hail. Yeah, we need to leave. We need to leave. So we end up going to the park. We end up getting the Haunted Horror Nights tickets refunded in full. It was expensive. It was really expensive. So we were glad to have that back. And then we were surprised because they also gave us complimentary tickets for the 3 days, because we had 5 days to spend there at the parks. They gave us complimentary tickets for the days that we would not be able to stay, and those don't expire, so we are able to go back and enjoy those 3 days, which is very nice. Very kind of them. I was surprised. I didn't know that they were going to do that. I didn't expect anything like that, so I was very grateful and appreciative of them doing that for us. And then yeah, Wednesday we packed up and we drove home. Again, it was a very long drive, and when we were about 2 hours away from home is when the heavy rain came in, and we were on the highway. Someone was honking at us. They were upset that we were going already probably 65 on the highway, almost hydroplaning. There's water. It's not draining quick enough. It's coming down hard. Why are you honking at us? And then not only that, they ended up passing us and then purposely getting back in front of us and then brake checking in the middle of a storm on the highway. And Zeno honked back because what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? We're all heading essentially to the same place, and we're trying to do it safely while a storm is actively happening. So that was pretty upsetting. We did make it home safely that Wednesday. I pretty much spent the rest of the week down in the dumps. I was really disappointed because I was really looking forward to this. And not only that, but of course I was worried about the people that's in like direct line of the hurricane. Like, we got heavy rain, but nothing serious where I am. There are other parts in Georgia where they have no power. They haven't had power for a week. They have no like water. Like, they ran out of power, ran out of water. So like, I got lucky from where I am. I'm very grateful. I'm you know, just happy that I was okay, that my family was okay, that you know, my people were okay. But again, I'm, you know, worried for the well-being of everybody, and I've seen the photos of the destruction. People have lost their lives. I've also seen don't get me started on Jaclyn Hill, because when I saw her video basically saying she'd take like, I think, an earthquake over a hurricane, kind of like comparing natural disasters, and it was really tone deaf and just, what is wrong with you? People died, people passed away, what's wrong with you? Anyways, back on task. So I was very sad. I pretty much spent the week kind of in a little depressed bubble. People did reach out. It was very, very kind of them. They did not have to do that, because again, in the bigger picture, my issue, you know, was very small with everything going on. But I was still sad. I was still depressed. And then I finally started feeling better yesterday. I streamed for the first time, and I was like, okay, I think I am up for recording, catching everybody up, letting everyone know how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. What are my plans going forward? Are we gonna go back? We don't really know yet. So I am, you know, back on my content creation. I'm very excited to get back into watching more videos, playing more video games. I'm thinking of maybe doing a YouTube stream. I've never tried YouTube streaming. I don't really know how that will work out, but I do want to try it, you know, just give it a try. Why not? And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm finally, you know, starting to feel less in the dumps, if you will. But yeah, it was a hit, and I felt even worse for my partner, because it's not like we can pack up and go on vacation whenever. Like, we have to really plan ahead. And so that kind of, we don't know if we can go back, essentially, which sucks, because we were really excited about it. Again, the Haunted Horror Nights is the reason that we really go. The houses this year, I was really excited for A Quiet Place, and I think Bloomhouse had something going on, and Ghostbusters. Oh, don't get me started. So that is kind of where I'm at right now. Still very sad. I'm working on being okay. I'm actually gonna bronze today. I still don't think the color was correct. Granted, it was just a blurring skin tint, so it didn't have too much pigmentation, which is good. Had I gone in with my Revolution IRL filter, it would not look good. It would not look correct. Let me zoom you guys in. I am glad that the tint was able to kind of cover my stress breakout going on, but yeah, it's oh, I'm just gonna bronze a little bit, because I almost never do nowadays, And I've hit pan on this months ago, probably last year, and I just want it to be done. I have really been peeping at some of those new NYX face products, like the bronzer and the blush. I really want one of each. I've never been a bronzer person. This is probably the only bronzer that I've ever really liked. I can't get it anymore, and I'm not going to search for it again. So we'll see. We'll see. I may pick up the NYX one. I've been on a very low buy, no buy. I kind of want to also start doing like talking about the new releases, because I just love seeing it. I love being a witness to it. I think that a lot of the things coming out are really nice, but also a lot of like the Sephora kits and a lot of the like some of the Christmas stuff already, and it's like it's not even Halloween yet. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Can you guys pump the brakes, slow down, calm down, bring it down? Like, you're up here and I need them to bring it down here. So low buy, no buy, haven't really got anything as of late. Nothing's also like piqued my interest enough to where I've been like, I need it, besides maybe the Stranger Things, because I only watched Stranger Things season 1. I never finished it, and now I'm like, I kind of like the Colourpop collab, honestly. Which surprised me. I didn't think that I was going to be into that. Usually don't use a big fluffy brush for bronzing, contouring, but I just want to use whatever's left on it. This is what we're working with. I'm sorry if the lighting is also kind of weird. We are actually going to also powder. I'm going to use some of my e.l.f. HD powder in Soft Luminance. Gonna like semi-carve just a little bit. Also gotta get my forehead. I'm not gonna do right here because I want to do my highlight and my blush first. Again, this is what we're working with. Super basic, nothing too cakey. Especially because my skin is still recovering. Since I am doing more of like a sad girl makeup, I'm going to go in with the deepest blush that I still have, which is French Kiss, my Moncherie blush from the Creme Shop. I still need to go get a deeper one, and I'm also just going to use the same brush that I used to powder and contour. It's an e.l.f. pointed powder brush. Gotta get my nose. Can't forget the nose. Some people might think this is too much. I think it's an okay amount. And then for highlighter, I'm actually going to go in with my blue highlighter from Caicos. It is in the shade Moon Cruiser. I absolutely love these Caicos highlighters. Kind of wish they were able to come out with even more colors, but I mean, they basically did the rainbow. Oh my. I only have one palette, and I've also only used this palette one time. I think it was last year for a like spooky fall video. It is the Revolution and Quartz Bride palette, the Newlyweds. I have to be so careful with this because it fell one time and the lightest shimmer in the corner, this one like cracked, and I had to repress it, and also it like clicks to close, but one of the little clicky inserts broke off. It was such a bad day. I was so scared that I was not going to be able to like salvage this. But it has a color story that I really love, and I think it'll be great for the sad girl concept that I'm going to be going with. So we're just going to do that now. I'm always bad when it comes to powdering down for eyeshadow. Oh my god. I should have used a sponge. I should have used a sponge. Anyways, I'm not going to talk through this segment. I'm just going to kind of point to what color I'm going to use, and then we're going to zoom through. Okay, next we are going to move on to the lips. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with a different lip liner that I've had for quite some time and I just never really use it. This is actually a lip lock liner from the Creme Shop. I don't know the shade though, but it's more of like a purple versus a brown that I typically go for. I've also come across some brown liners that I do plan on purchasing, and we could kind of do like a compare and contrast. It does feel more waxy than the Colourpop one. I'm not sure if I like that. Actually, I'm not even sure if I like this with the blue. I don't know, because I was going to go in with my Creme Shop lipstick in Frenemy, which is kind of like a berry. Let me see. No. No. I'll be back. Okay, so I did manage to get most of it off, and I also went ahead and I did my brows. I've really been loving that Pudaier Fluff Hold Laminating Brow Wax. I actually like the look of the lamination and like how flat and sleek it makes my brows look. And of course I filled it in with my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in like dark brown. So that was it for the brows. I think I'm actually going to use one of my brand new Roman products. I think I'm going to go with, and I also have a new one that I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, it may not go with the eye look, but since I technically have to do a Yesstyle review anyway, I actually ended up getting the Glasting Melting Balm in the shade Kaya Fig from Roman, another one of their collabs with INAP Square. It's like the more I see it, the more I want to have everything, and so I'm like slowly but surely getting them. I did try it on yesterday. The 2 products arrived in the mail yesterday. I was surprised that it actually got to me, but I had been waiting for a while, so I was just happy to have it. It was something to look forward to. Again, I did try this on yesterday. I liked how it looked on me. It feels really good, especially for a balm, and I tend to bring balms or just a lip gloss with me around every day if I'm going out, so this will be in one of my various purses. It kind of does end up just reminding me of the Blur Fudge tint, but it feels really good. I don't know the lasting power because I tried it on yesterday, but I didn't wear it for an extended, like, long time. But it feels good. Oh, I hate this color combo. Oh my god, I hate this color combo, but this I think is a really good product. It smells kind of sweet, actually. I really like the smell. It's not too overbearing. It's not too crazy. I love the color on me. I love that it actually does show up on me despite my hyperpigmentation. Of course, you'd be able to see it more on someone of a paler complexion, but on me, I think that it does look really, really nice. I am sadly going to have to cover it up with something else because I don't like pink lips with the blue eye. I will swap this to something else. Okay, so all I did was add a lip liner, and I think it actually toned down the shade of pink a lot, and I kind of brought my lips together, kind of mixed it in a little bit more, and I like this a lot better than if I were to wear it alone with this look. I am actually going to use a graphic liner from Colourpop. It is a deep blue. And that's it. I just want it to be a little wing, nothing too crazy. I think it ended up actually turning out pretty okay, and I just have not been feeling lashes. I do a segment over on my Twitch called Get Ready With Me to Go Nowhere, and over there I am completely fine with putting on fake lashes, but when I'm like filming a video, I'm not in the mood. So I'm going in with my Urban Decay Wild Lash Mini. I did get this from TJ Maxx, and honestly, if I can find more, I'd get more. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to take this off. You can see my little twisties. My hair is growing, okay? I am going to do a video kind of where I talk about my hair journey and how it's also been going. And also the fact that Miel is definitely the reason that my edges started thinning. Yes! Okay, so all I've done is I added a couple color underneath the liner because I could still see some of the primer peeking through. And then I actually want to add in a little bit more blue. Just a little bit. If I didn't have eye bags, this would be so much easier. Here we go, I'm so sad. Okay, so before we move on, this is basically the final look for my sad girl makeup. Feeling very blue today. But before we move on to that sponsored product, I do want to actually circle back to my first sponsored product and kind of give you guys an update. My first sponsored product was this right here. It was the Sum 37 Micro Active Sun Serum SPF 50 plus / PA plus. It's a SPF. It's in a serum-like formula. It melts right into the skin, and I noted that it had a very interesting smell. Update, smell is still there, but don't put it on bare skin. If you put it on after your skincare, the rest of your skincare actually kind of masks the smell a lot better, so it's not as overwhelming or kind of like surprising to the senses, which is good. We're moving on to the final product. It is sponsored. I am an affiliate with Yesstyle. You can use my code DebCake7 for a very cute 5% off when you check out. And so this is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Probiotica Intensive Ampoule made with pure centella from Madagascar. That's a lot. It's very wordy, okay? That's very wordy going on. This was the packaging. It's very sturdy. I did actually try it out for the first time yesterday. Already have some thoughts. Again, I will not know if it actually does anything until I give it a couple weeks. I will be using this each and every day. I'm thinking probably just once a day to start with. This is what the bottle looks like. It's got that very nice frosted glass. It feels like it's on the expensive side. I love that it's the dropper. Here's another thing that I really like about the dropper. You can see the tip is actually kind of curved. It's a white, it comes out as a white milky serum. I'm actually going to pour some in my hand. I'm going to pour some on my palm. That's what it looks like. It looks, it also melts right into the skin. It does leave a very kind of glassy, wet film on top. It doesn't feel strange. It doesn't pick up anything when I used it. It layered very well, so when I put my moisturizer on top, there was no pilling. Also, my skin was no longer dry, and that could also be because I stopped using the other serum. Does it have a smell? It has a very light, like, hint of a smell, but nothing overbearing, nothing powerful enough to give you pause. It's already melting into the skin. It does leave very light tackiness, but again, if you're following up with your moisturizer or like your nightly cream, that's not really going to be an issue. I'm really excited to see how this feels in the long term, because it is supposed to be skin barrier care, and so basically it's a brightening and anti-wrinkle functional cosmetic. Skin irritation test completed. My skin was not irritated when I used it, despite the breakout that I already had prior to using it, so that doesn't count. Basically, this probiotic intensive ampoule infused with fermented Centella asiatica from Madagascar and ceramides helps improve skin elasticity and strengthens the skin barrier to make the skin firm and rejuvenated. So I am very excited. I'm very grateful to Yesstyle for sending me this, for me to give it a try. I have never tried anything quite like this. Like, I've never really focused on elasticity. Granted, I'm not that old. So that is it for the sponsored portion of this video, and we're going to move on to me showing you what I got from Universal in the limited time that I had. Okay, so here is a slightly better view. So this is one of Zeno's shirts. This was probably the one that he wanted the most. This is a Haunted Horror Nights shirt from Universal. This one does not feature any of the houses. This is just kind of like a basic design that we really liked, and it basically like glows in blacklight, and I absolutely love it. This is another one of Zeno's shirts that we got, and this actually features all 10 haunted house themes. So here's the front, and then party in the back. And so it's really sad that we didn't get to go and enjoy it, but it's also kind of nice that we were able to even get kind of like a token of the trip. And then I also got a shirt because they had Blumhouse, and I am like kind of a big fan of Blumhouse horror films, even though some of them are hit or miss. I absolutely love Happy Death Day, The Black Phone, Freaky, Megan. I actually don't know what the rabbit is from. So if anyone down in the comments knows, if you could tell me so I could watch that one too, that would be great. So a really cool thing is that we are finally getting the big Epic Park next year. So fast approaching. It's going to have our very own Super Nintendo World in the South, which I'm super excited for. It's also going to feature a park for the Ministry of Magic from Harry Potter. It's also going to feature Universal Monsters Dark Universe, which my partner is really excited about. And then it's also going to feature the Island of Perk for How to Train Your Dragon. And so they had kind of like a center to show you the entire layout of the park as a 3D model. And there was also merch that you could get early. And I'm really excited for Super Nintendo World. And my partner calls me his little boo thing because I only pick King Boo when we play Mario Party. And they had these really cute headbands for multiple characters, and I needed it. Like, I absolutely needed this headband. It is so cute. It is so fun. I love it. Okay, I love it. So another thing that they changed at the park is that they actually got rid of the Hello Kitty flagship store. I managed to get my third and final photo with the standing Hello Kitty outside of the store, and I believe they're replacing her with Wicked. Now, I'm not going to disparage Wicked. I don't care about it. I don't care about it. So they moved a lot of the stock kind of all over the place. There was a lot of stock from last year that I was really interested in seeing if they still had. They didn't really have it. So I didn't get a bag from Hello Kitty, which is quite surprising because I did last year. But I did get Hello Kitty dressed up as Jaws this time. Look at her. Oh my gosh. They also had her dressed up as Marty McFly from Back to the Future, and then they also had her dressed up as a T-Rex for Jurassic Park. This was like my favorite one though. I was actually caught between her and Marty McFly, and if we're able to go again, I might come home with Marty McFly as well. So another part of that Hello Kitty store that they got rid of was Betty Boop, Boop, Felix the cat, and I think a couple other things inside. And so we did find also where they moved Betty Boop. It's in like the Looney Tunes store. I'm not good at explaining. But basically, I found Betty Boop, and I ended up actually liking a lot of the clothes that they had available, but I couldn't decide, and when I can't decide, I pick nothing. So my partner was like, get the shorts! I really needed new shorts because I can't fit almost any of the things that I have now because of my weight loss, and so I ended up getting these really cute Betty Boop shorts. It has a functional back pocket, and then it features her silhouette! I really like it. It's a size large, and when I tell you they're short, honey, they are short. Okay, they're short. So despite there not really being as much Hello Kitty merch from the last years that I went that I was really excited to see if I could get my hands on, they did have a kiosk that was dedicated to the 50th anniversary, and I couldn't pick between the cup and the mug, and my partner Zeno helped me pick the mug instead. I am absolutely in love with this mug. I'm sorry for the bad lighting, but it's basically just the Hello Kitty 50th anniversary like design. I really wanted some that you can only get from the Hello Kitty cafe, and I'd have to buy it online, which sucks because people love to upcharge and scalp, but if I can, I probably will. I have already used my mug. I'm really happy that I was able to get it. I'm just, you know, so sad because we wanted to look around way more than we got to, but I'm happy that we were able to get some stuff, and I did get a bag. Okay, it was the final countdown. It was after we went to go refund all of the tickets and refund everything for Haunted Horror Nights, and it was a lot. But I saw this bag, and I want to preface this by saying I completely understand people who no longer support J.K. Rowling. I completely understand people who no longer support Harry Potter. On the flip side, I completely understand people who have grown up reading Harry Potter, consuming Harry Potter media, Harry Potter being a part of your personality, Harry Potter being a part of your personality on your Tumblr profile, and you not wanting to part ways with that. I completely understand both sides of the table. That being said, it is a Harry Potter based bag. I like this bag in particular because it's not like obviously Harry Potter unless you were to really look at the bag up close. It was between this and the chocolate frog, but I got my hands on the Howler mail that was sent to Ron. And I'm going to tell you, the best thing about this is not only that it's red, which just gives me another red bag for me to use, and I don't really have much red things or accessories, but I'm sorry, this is the best part of this entire bag. They have the entire letter. Ronald Weasley, how dare you steal that card? It has the entire letter. And I when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite scenes out of all of the movies. And so I saw it, I was like, you know what? I really like it. I'm gonna get the bag. It is what it is. That is actually it for this video. I hope that I sufficiently got everybody caught up. It's been an emotionally taxing week, and I hope that everyone made it safely through the hurricane. I hope everyone is well. If you were hit, I hope that you and your family are still able to, you know, be safe and just do what you have to do to take care of yourselves. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much to my patrons and my wanderlings. I know that I've been gone, but I'm back now, so we will be able to continue Universe Ticket, and we will also be able to start a new series. There's a series on Netflix that I've been considering starting once I finish Universe Ticket, and I will kind of broach that topic when it actually arrives, when I'm done with Universe Ticket. I will also be filming a video about the giveaway that I'm going to be doing, and you will probably see this same makeup in that video. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!